What is going on, everybody? Burger Creations back here with another video. Before we get started, I wanted to announce that my Etsy shop is now open. Go to www.etsy.com/shop/burgercreations to get all your favorite creations made by me. A bunch of different Star Wars stuff and just a bunch of cool stuff in general. Even if you guys aren't gonna go buy anything, go check it out or share it with your friends who you think may be interested. Thank you guys again for all the most recent support, and let's get back to the video. Alright guys, so I'm actually really excited about this video. I don't think I've done an exact creation video for a while that had a bunch of complex parts. By complex parts, I mainly mean just a bunch of individual prints that you have to put all together to make one print. I believe the last time I had a print that was made up of a bunch of multiple prints was the creation of my hand solo blaster. And if you guys haven't seen that video, I'm gonna leave it down in the description below, but you also can find it in my channel. I believe it's like I think it's like the third or second video I ever made on this channel. But anyway, I'm super excited because today we are 3D printing the ray gun from Call of Duty. Now, for those of you guys who may not know, the ray gun actually came out in 2008 when Call of Duty World at War launched. It came out as a part of a wonder weapon that you could get in the game mode Nazi Zombie. Now, I actually started playing Call of Duty during Modern Warfare 2, which I believe came out in 2009 or 2010. I might be off a little. However, me and my brothers actually went back to some of the older Call of Duties and bought them to play them to see how they are. So I actually played World at War pretty much when it still was in its prime. And man, I loved that game. Now, Nazi Zombies was, I believe, the first time Call of Duty ever launched a zombie game into their games, and honestly it was just so fun, especially the map Nacht der Untoten. So one of the biggest things you would try to do back on World at War would be to get the ray gun, because really that's the best gun in the game. And so you'd spend multiple times spinning the mystery box to try to get this ray gun. That way you can survive as many rounds as possible. I know there's been a bunch of techniques doing zombie trains all around the map, but I know what mainly me and my brothers did was we'd each try to get a ray gun or at least an LMG, and you sit up on the top corner and you just survive. So this print is absolutely amazing. It comes in many different prints. I had to do, I believe, 4 or 5 batches of prints. I made sure I put a raft underneath all just to make sure everything was level and perfectly good. So the Thingiverse number was 1244177. I printed everything, I think, about at 45 milliseconds with the print temp 210 with the bed temp of 67 degrees, just because that's what I found works best with my printers and with my filament. So if you guys were trying to play around to see what works best for you, you can try to start at that temp and adjust it by sticking to one print. But anyway, without further ado, let's get these printers on, because I want to get this gun all printed up. I want to get it painted because it looks sick on the interwebs, and I really want to see how it comes out in 3D printing. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so I just finished putting the ray gun all together, and this thing looks amazing. So it even has a working trigger. I was trying to actually look for a small spring to go inside here, but I couldn't find one, so I actually ended up putting a rubber band, just looping it around to get this little spring action. Now the only two screws are the one with the trigger. It's one screw with a nut, and then I have another screw up here so you can open up the barrel to get the battery out. And I sanded down the battery a little bit to try to get it so I can come in and out. It's not as smooth, but one mistake that I don't want to make is that actually it goes all the way back. I never capped off this end. I completely forgot to do that. So I can't put this thing too far in, otherwise it's going to fall to the back and then I'll just have a rattly gun. But otherwise this thing I think turned out absolutely amazing. I can't wait to paint this, so you know what? Without further ado, let's just get in the painting booth, let's start airbrushing this, and let's get this thing fully painted. Because, I mean, this thing is just awesome. Alright guys, so the last coating of paint finally finished up. I'd like to introduce you all to my 3D printed ray gun. This thing came out absolutely sick. Now as you can see in the video, there was a bunch of different parts that go into it. So this handle is actually two separate parts, same with this barrel. Each of these are different parts. The main barrel here is two different parts. Except this guy is one part minus the additions of the rings and the aim sight. Now I mainly put this thing together completely with Gorilla Glue. That's why it has mainly a solid forward. I used to do a lot of soldering, but I've read a lot of comments and a lot of you guys said that soldering honestly isn't worth it, and it's much better just to use some type of super glue or plastic epoxy, and I have to agree with you because even though we have a bit of a line here, I don't have that weird smearing that we had on our Venator. Now this guy has some holes on the back side, as you could see. And the reason for this is this model was actually printed hollow, so you can actually incorporate electrical components into it. Now I don't have the technical skill for that, but if you guys can, you can check out this 3D print model, print it out, and even do your own electrical components and coding. That way you can actually do, I think, some of the sound, and you can probably even get some of the lights on here. Now, everything here is all painted on. Now some other things that are different about this ray gun than you may see online is I didn't add the flames just because I'm not that skilled of a painter, and I feel like if I tried to paint my own flames here, probably come out really bad and not look that great. I actually tried to use an airbrush on everything, except my airbrush completely broke down, so I only got the green square here for an airbrush, and I painted the rest with a brush. But honestly, it came out pretty good. You really can't tell the difference. It's very slight different. But if any one of you guys have airbrushes or know about airbrushes, you know how to get like mine unclogged. Everything I do, I took it apart. It's just not working. It's extremely frustrating. But anyway, that's not about this video. So the last part of details that I did was I actually did a dry brush of white over the lights to try to give almost like a reflection type look, because there is technically plastic or a glass screen over this, and I didn't want it just being straight colors. I think it came out nice, but not exactly how I envisioned it, so I ended up not putting it on the barrel because I loved how the barrel and the blue looked. And I didn't want to kind of accidentally ruin it because, again, I'm already behind on this video and I don't want to make it even worse. But anyway guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I'm super excited how this thing turned out, and it looks awesome. There's even a spot to put a magnet here and there, that way when it snaps closed it stays. My print is pretty good at staying because of the screw that I use, but there is a slight gap as you can see. But overall I'm extremely impressed with this print, and it just looks so amazing. Like, it really does. The hardest difficulty I would say with this guy would be spray painting the base coat on. For some reason I struggle with spray paint, I don't know why, but at first I made the mistake of just spray painting it over, even though this part was red and the majority of the other parts were black, so I kind of got two different tones of this red, so I had to redo it. and spray paint over primer both sides, almost 2 coats, and then 2 coats of the actual red paint. So that's why this video is a little late coming to you guys. Anyway guys, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you liked this 3D print. If you have an idea for another project I can do, leave it down in the comments below. I'm super excited to continue to bring you guys some awesome content, and honestly this has been a lot of fun to make, and I'm looking forward to making more integrated prints where it's not just one print, it's a lot more individual pieces that has to be painted and put together, because I think the projects that come out of it are absolutely amazing. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like and a comment down below. If you're new here, subscribe for more. I want to thank everyone who has been subscribed and watching my videos. I believe I'm at, I think it's about a 5 to 6% ratio of people who watch my videos are subscribed, so I want to give a huge shout out to you guys for supporting the channel. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram. I try to post some other 3D prints that either do not show on this channel or more in depth of the prints that we do. Hope you all enjoyed, guys, and that's been it. Peace.